Hello everyone, welcome to Code with me in C. So today we are going to study about your scanf function. For a scanf function, we need a operator, address of operator, which is very important to understand. So this symbol, it is the address of operator and it means that supplied value should be copied to the address which is indicated by the variable. So for some time, just think that this is your address of operator and what it will be going to do that we'll be knowing in after future slides. The scanf function. I know I am skipping the definition of the address of operator, but you need to know this first. We are going to learn about the scanf function. As in the printf function, we were using it for printing the outputs on the screen. But here, in your scanf function, you are going to print this where you are going to take the input from the users. So for taking the input from the user, we use the scanf function, and the scanf function needs that address of operator. So what is going to happen? We are receiving input from the user here. To take the input from the user and assign it to a variable, we use a scanf function. That is understood that when we are going to take an input from the user, then we want that the input, the data we took from the user, it's our duty to keep it in a variable so that we can use it further. So here what we are doing, we have used a scanf function. Then in the double quotes, I wrote my format specifier of my input. So here, if my format specifier is %d, which is for integer, then it indicates that what kind of a data I want the user to input. That data is of integer data type. Then comma, then this operator, and then your I. So here I is your variable name. So what happens if I will simply write comma I, then it doesn't mean what I'm using this address of operator. What is this address of operator doing? Actually, it is giving the address of my data to this I. At the address of this variable I am keeping my data, which is of integer data type. What this sentence or statement is indicating is that by using the scanf function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to input a data, and in the double quotes, what format specifier I wrote, it will indicate what kind of a data I am having. If this format specifier is of integer data type, then it means the data I'm going to input into it is of integer type. Then comma, I will write the address of operator, which will going to help me to put my data inside the variable which I am going to write next to it. So here I wrote I. It means that at the address of that I variable, I'm going to put my data which I have input by myself as a user. Then in the parenthesis, then I wrote a semicolon, which is a instructor terminator. So as I told, here is I is a variable name. So what this operator is doing, it is actually putting my data which I input by using the scanf function, which is a format specifier is integer data of integer type. So this operator is putting my that data into the I variable. Now I'll be going to give you an example so that it will be clearly understood. So this is the example of my scanf function. Here what I am going to do, I write int I semicolon. This sentence means that I have a variable named as I of int data type. That means whatever value I will store in this I will be of integer type. Then printf, enter a number /n. So inside your parenthesis, inside your double quotes, whatever you are going to write will be printed on the screen. Here I wrote enter a number, then /n. So /n is the escape sequence character. You know about this, I have explained in my previous video. So what this /n is going to do, it will move the cursor to the next line. So what happened in the output, see, enter a number, then your cursor has automatically reached to the next line. This is due to this format specifier. No, this is due to this escape sequence character. This is escape sequence character. Now in the third line, it is scanf. Then in the double quotes, %d comma address of I. It means I have input as a user, I have input a data which is of integer data type. By this format specifier, I mean to say. About the format specifier, I have made a video, you can go and check. So here in the scanf function, I use this %d format specifier. So what it does, it indicates that the data input by the user will be of integer data type only. Then comma, this address of operator and I. That means whatever data I'm going to input will go inside my I variable, the variable whose name is I, which I have initialized declared here. Then my semicolon, instructor terminator. So here what I have done, I have input 5 as a input. Now again printf, so your number is %d, comma I. So inside the printf, inside the double quotes, whatever I'm going to write will be printed on my screen. So here your number is and %d. So what is this %d? Comma I, it is the I variable. So what happens? I have not initialized any value, assigned any value to I. So what is going to go inside this I is whatever I have input here, whatever the user has given. So from the scanf function, a user have given a data of integer type, which is going to store in I. So your number is I, and this I depends on the user's input. So here your number is that I, so which you input as 5, so your number is 5. Now a question can come in your mind that here I used /n for going to the next line. Then when the user has input 5, after that whatever I have print, it automatically goes to the next line. Like I don't need to put here a /n. So this is a kind of a rule which I want you to know is, if you will use printf function 2 times consecutively, then it may happen that the one will go after the another. That means it will concatenate or it will continue. So you need a /n there to separate them. But what happens in the scanf, if you will input anything, if the user will input anything, after that it will automatically go to the next line. Here you don't need to give a /n escape sequence character. You don't need to give. After the scanf statement, your cursor will automatically go to the next line. So here you don't need a /n. I know these things are a bit complicated. Again, you need to pause the video. You need to observe it by yourself. But still, if the problem persists, you can comment down your doubts so that I can understand how to improve my explanation and how to clear your doubts also. So thank you very much. And if you like, then please subscribe to my channel.